गुड इवनिंग बच्चों। आज मैं आपके लिए चैप्टर 1 का अगला टॉपिक लेकर आया हूँ। दिस इज लेक्चर 2 ऑफ इकोनॉमी एट अ ग्लांस एंड चैप्टर 1 and another topic. I will discuss about this topic and just go ahead without wasting our time. See, this is my basic profile. Myself, Pratyush Priyadarshi, BTech in Mechanical Engineering, BIT, shortlisted for UPSC CSE 2015. RBI GRADE-B 2016, and since 2014 I am posted as working in Bank of Baroda and joined Bank of Baroda as PO. These ranks and all in my examinations, and I have already prepared a video which has already been posted. The details has been provided in the description regarding that intro video. That is complete intro regarding my profile, what do I do, why am I here, what do I want to do, and all those things are there in the video. 7 years of experience of working on various responsible positions in Bank of Baroda. This video will be in English parallelly, and a Hindi video will also be uploaded, and the details are there given in the description. You can watch whichever you want, English or Hindi, as per your comfortability. And this is especially for English medium students and South Indian students who are preparing for the government examination, banking examinations, and other graduate level government examinations or entrance examinations. Let's start the topic. See, in previous lecture, I went through all these details: definition of economy, definition of economics. Economy and economics are two different things. The definition of economics, organization of economy, models of economy, capitalist economy. In that model of economy, three types of economy I mentioned in the earlier video. In that, capitalist economy, socialist economy, and mixed economy I mentioned. Capitalist economy has already been completed, and now this is the second lecture in which I'll let you know about state economy, or you can say socialist economy. Okay, socialist economy. See, let me tell you some of the important points regarding state economy and socialist economy. Let me tell you. I'll go with the slide, but in the beginning, I need to. I think I should uh, share all those things with you, so that you will have a better understanding of socialist economy and its origin. If I'll talk about ancient time, since ancient time, this economy was in existence, and if you'll trace out, it's the third century BC, third century BC in Mauryan dynasty, the earliest Mauryan dynasty. Okay, you must have heard it about in your ancient history. You must have heard or read about it, that there was a dynasty which was ruling India and nearby um, areas, and mainly the East Asia and Central Asia. So this Mauryan dynasty had the idea of uh, the first time its concept was, they came in this dynasty regarding this socialist economy, socialism or socialist economy. This concept was there in the Mauryan dynasty. If you trace out from the history, the Mauryan dynasty had kind of monarchical socialism. Okay, monarchical socialism, right? What is this monarchical socialism? Means rule was by the monarch. Monarch was ruling it. Okay, ruling the area or the continent, but the rules and regulations, okay, of economy was based on the wants, demands, and needs of the whom? General people, general public, right? General population. So what happened? I am telling you about the origins and traces of this socialism state economy. It was not organized at that time. It was not organized or written like that. When here you can see Mr. Karl Marx is the great philosopher, German philosopher, who wrote this book Das Kapital and written the socialist ideas in the organized manner. I'll talk about it later, uh, but socialism, the idea of socialism was there during the Mauryan dynasty, that monarch was ruling, but policies, rules, and regulation of economy and the market was based on the wants and demands and needs of the general population. Means whatever was best suited best for the population, the rulers were formulating those policies only. Okay, they were taking care of their population, their labor force, their janta. They are taking care of them. Okay, so that way we can see that socialism has traces of since third century. Socialism has all these traces, and this is the oldest recorded and oldest written document what we have about the rules and regulations of economy. And later on in the period medieval period in the world. Okay, it's the whole world. In the whole world, third century BC Mauryan dynasty is the earliest example of socialist economy. And in the medieval period, what happened? Pluto, Aristotle, okay, all these philosophers, okay, philosophers, they talked about it only. What they did, they talked about it. They did not organize these idea on records or written it somewhere, but they were kind of talking, and they thought of developing these kind of economy in the world, but they did not get organized. And the socialism, the idea of socialist economy or state economy, that first time the concept came, uh, like it was in practice during Mauryan dynasty, Mauryan rule. It was in practice. There was nothing written or anywhere organized. And in medieval time also, Pluto or Aristotle were talking about it, but there we do not find any organized documents. Okay, so first time the socialist idea that came in the mind of the people and written in a in some documents, that I think some documents were there where the word, I think word was that sociare. This word led to the birth of birth of socialism. Okay, keep that in mind. Sociare, this means to share. Okay, to share something which have means to have collective ownership of something which is naturally occurring, or which is considered as resource in the economy. That should be shared. That should be the ownership, should be social ownership. Basic idea behind all these socialistic concepts were what? To have social ownership, right? Basic idea behind it was to have socialistic economy was to have social ownership, right? To have social ownership means any resource which is available on earth should not be controlled by some single or individual or group of persons, right? It should have ownership of each and everyone who is existing over here on earth. Okay, so this was the basic idea of socialism. Let's this is the basic. And we do not have to go earlier than that. We do not have to go much earlier, and we will come to the organized ideas and concepts which has been mentioned in the Das Capital, the book written by Karl Marx. It can be considered as a question, single mark question. Who uh, wrote the book Das Capital? What was that book about? That book was about socialism. Okay, socialistic idea. Who was Karl Marx? This guy is a German philosopher. Okay, he's not economist. Keep that in mind. He's not an economist. He was a German philosopher. Okay, so let's come to the another topics and all. See, origins. I have mentioned it over here that because why I have mentioned Karl Marx as the originator of this idea, because all the earlier ideas, all the ancient ideas were not written or mentioned or recorded. Okay, so Karl Marx categorically and or in the organized way he mentioned everything and how it will affect the economy. The first time he had done a deep research about it, and he showed through his book that it is best for the a prosperous economy. That's why written document, uh, a proper written document of ideas and concepts on socialism, socialistic, socialist economy was this Das Capital. That's why we have started from here, and I have already told you that I'll guide you in that way that it will be whatever is apt and needed for the examination. I will not go. We are not doing any research or anything like that. So I'll try to teach you and make you understand only those things which are required. Okay, it does not mean I if I start talking about socialism, I will have to start from the uh, first century BC and then Mauryan dynasty and other dynasty and all those. We do not have to go in that deep. Okay, we are not researching it, so let's have the ideas as per examination requirements. Okay, so it's deeply rooted in the ideas of German philosopher Karl Marx in his book Das Kapital, right? So and then see, the first time the whole concept, the idea and all those things proposed by the Karl Marx, okay, right? He has written that book. It's okay. Now what happened? That book was kept idle. The idea was there, but no one implemented it till where that before this Bolshevik revolution, there was nothing implemented from this book or from his ideas. But after 1917 industrial revolution, okay, what happened? They start the big economies of world like China or Asian countries, and they started thinking about uh, implementing the ideas from this book. So what happened? Now these countries or big economies started thinking about it. After this revolution, they thought, because this revolution was not some small rebellion or something like that. It affected the whole world. It affected the whole world economy. Shook the whole economy of the world was shaken by this revolution. Okay, and then various economies in the world started thinking about thinking about their laborers or employees or workers. Okay, so they started framing rules for them, and to regulate the whole idea of labor forces and all those uh, concepts which are beneficial for the laborers and employees and workers. They started framing rule in favor of workers, right? So after this Bolshevik revolution played a big part and a great role in the diverting the economy from the capitalist to which economy? Socialist economy, right? Now let's come to the features. There are two famous versions of state economy. See, state economy is the holistic concept, right? Holistic concept. Here, it has been divided in two parts: socialist economy and communist economy. What is socialist economy? Socialist economy is somewhat liberal kind of state economy, right? And communist economy is extremely strict kind of state economy. How this idea has come? In state economy, there will be control of government, or you can say state, on economy. Okay, but some economy, but some sections might be open, to private traders also, merchants also. Okay, merchants and businessmen also. But in a communist economy, the whole economy, is controlled by, as I earlier mentioned in the earlier video, that what to produce, whom to produce, how to produce, is controlled by the state, right? So whole economy is controlled by the government, or you can say state, or you can say some central authority, right? Some central authority. So complete control of government is known as communist economy. There is no place for private players, right? There won't be any scope and place for private players. They do not want any private individual to produce and decide what to produce and how to produce, where to sell. No, in the communist economy, there are no scope, no place for private players. But in socialist economy, somewhat liberal approach is there, and some private players will also play, but they will have to run their business according to what? According to government rules. They cannot go beyond that, right? The basic rules, basic ideas, basic norms, regulations will be framed by the government only. They will have to play according to the government rules and government dictates, right? So this is the basic difference between these two economy. These two are the part of state economy only. Okay, so let's come to the another fact. See, it came in existence due to uncontrolled market forces. See, in capitalist economy, as in the earlier video I have already mentioned, in capitalist economy, market was open to everyone. Okay, anyone can produce, anyone can sell at that whatever price they want. Okay, then what happened due to this? But wealth was not equally distributed. Wealth not equally distributed among whom? Population. So what happened? This was also a good idea, but what happened? Actually, the wealth was not equally distributed among the population. So some of the people, like 10 or 20 persons in a region, were extremely rich, right? Extremely rich, right? Rich traders or businessmen, right? What did they do? They, in the due course of time, they controlled all the market forces, and what started happening? Then they started exploiting, and due to these uncontrolled market forces, the government was not playing any role in these capitalist economy. The government was not playing any role, right? Government was not playing any role to control all these forces, and that's why they started exploiting the workers, and the employees of their firm. Then that's why this concept of socialist economy came in the picture. And if you go through my earlier video on capitalism, you will easily understand what am I talking about. So let's come to the C and definition. From the definition I have given it in the features. The basic definition of the socialist economy or state economy as the economy where market forces, price mechanism. Market forces mean what? Who will produce? What will be produced? Will be produced, and whom to sell. Okay, that will be decided, and decisions of market forces, these are the market forces who decides who will produce, what will be produced, and whom to sell. These market forces and decision of production, supplies and prices are controlled by the state or government or their agencies, not by any individual, right? Individual, we individual. See, it's all about sharing the ownership, sharing the ownership of produced items, right? Or you can say sharing the ownership of resources, right? So what happened? Karl Marx gave the idea that whoever is uh, elected, means a leader elected by 1 lakh of people, 1 lakh people, means these 1 lakh people are represented by these leaders. These leaders, they are forming government. Okay, so government should take ownership, should take what? Should take ownership, so that these 1 lakh people will be benefited equally, right? Benefited equally. If they give the decision of economic policies and all those things to some group of individuals, then what becomes? The capitalist nature will come, and that's why exploitation will start, right? Exploitation will start, right? So that's why the idea came from the Das Capital, that a leader, a government or central authority who are elected by the general population will frame the rules. This leader will frame the rules according to the needs and wants of the general population, so that the all the people existing on this earth all over the world are equally benefited by these economic policies, economic rules, okay, and policies, right? And all these businesses, okay, whatever has been, if government, see, if government establish a factory, establish a factory, then a job is open for all, job is open for all, right? Open for all, right? You must be understanding it. If some individual is opening a factory, he will give the job to only those people who are beneficial to him, who can make more and more profit to them, who can be the closely related to them. But government, as a government, is responsible to all the people. That's why they will give job to all the people, and they will open the job for all the people. The production, the produce from this factory open for purchasing of for the all the people existing in that region. So that's why uh, uh, Karl Marx thought, the idea he gave, that there should be the control of the government or state on the economic policies, on the resources, so that everyone will get benefited from it, which did not happen in the capitalist economy, which due to which the Bolshevik Revolution in 1917 took place. Due to absence of this social ownership, why did Bolshevik Revolution took place? Due to absence of social ownership. Okay, ownership means here uh, someone else is doing hard work, rigorous work, and profit is shared by some group of people. That the person who is doing so much of hard work, so much of rigorous work, he is giving 14 or 16 or 18 hours of his day to this business. A group of people deprived them from the profit of that business. Okay, but here the government, if government gets benefited, government gets the profit, they thought that they will distribute it among the general populations also, that everyone will get benefited by that. So they see, that's the basic idea of socialist economy. I hope you would have understood all the things, right? So once more I need to make you understand it, make you revise it, that as the economy, see, it is deep rooted in the modern, see, modern, I am talking about modern state economy, right? When it started getting recorded and written in organized way, from that time period I am talking about. Okay, in 19th century, it deep rooted in the idea of the German philosopher Karl Marx. This kind of economy first came in the concept uh, in the erstwhile USSR after Bolshevik Revolution due to heavy-handedness of the capitalists and traders, big traders, and the um, exploitation of the labor force. And then what happened? Well, let's come to the features. There are two famous versions of the state economy: socialist economy, somewhat liberal economy, where private players, some of the private players were also given the space and scope. But in communist economy, here in China, you can see this is the communist economy, complete communist economy was running. And in this kind of economy, complete government control would be there. It came in existence due to the uncontrolled market forces of capitalist economy. Okay, in capitalist economy there were uncontrolled market forces was mentioned and plays important role as per the idea of Adam Smith. Okay, in the earlier video I have mentioned it. An exploitation of labor in the capitalistic system that led to the rise of socialist economy. It can be defined that as the economy where market forces, price mechanism, and decision of production, supply, and prices are controlled by the state or government or their agencies is called state economy. See, it is also known by various names: centralized economy, centrally planned economy, non-market economy, where market is not playing the important role. Here the government is playing the important role, state is playing the important role. A central authority is there as a government, central planning are there, central policies are there. That's why it is called centrally planned economy. And because the market concept is not there, market forces are not exploiting the labor, that's why it is called non-market economy. See, this economy got his ideal shape in People's Public Republic in China in 1949. Means after 1949, China started making rule. China started preparing or making rules, making economic policies according to the socialistic idea of Karl Marx, and that's how this communist economy came in concept in China. Okay, here the strong control over business by central government, or you can say state. State means republic. Okay, so that's how I hope you would have understood that. In the next lecture, I'll share you some ideas about mixed economy and role of state in the economy. Till then, thank you very much. Have a nice day.